Today we'll be reviewing Power Ponies, the 6th episode in MLP's 4th season. One of the episodes to have animatics revealed at the 2013 Comic-Con, this episode hyped up a lot of fans with its interesting premise of turning the main 6 and Spike into superheroes. The Power Ponies would also go on to be referenced in Equestria Girls continuity in the movie Magic special. Interestingly, the episode was originally going to be 32 minutes long, but sadly due to timing reasons, 10 minutes of the episodes were cut. So may I suggest a hashtag release the Power Ponies cut? I would love to see the extra stuff they had planned for this episode. Speaking of which, let's get into it. This is Power Ponies. We begin with Twilight being woken up by Spike, who's staying up late to read a comic book.
The Mane-iac is about to...
The Mane-iac?
The Power Pony's most evil nemesis. She was the power-mad owner of a hair care product company. A tragic accident at her shampoo factory in Mare-tropolis not only gave her Mane strange new powers, but also caused her to go completely insane!
Crazy lady with sentient hair powers? She's just like the horse version of Sedusa. Yeah, and her backstory of falling into a vat of chemicals that turned her insane is just like the backstory from the Joker.
She and her hench ponies are planning to break into the Mare-tropolis Museum and steal the Electro Orb so she can use it to power up her doomsday device. Of course, the Mane-iac wouldn't have even known if Humdrum hadn't slipped up and told her all about it.
But if we're gonna make any progress fixing up Luna and Celestia's old castle tomorrow, we all have to do our part. We don't want to be too tired to lend a hoof. Or claw.
Oh yeah, the Castle of the Two Sisters. The castle that they introduced earlier in the season with the episode Castle Mania, which would occasionally come back throughout the season as well as throughout the series after this point. Good to see that they're trying to clean it up a bit and take care of it.
Two more minutes. Yes!
After the theme song, we see the ponies cleaning up, and just as Spike shows up, it seems they don't need him.
Isn't there anything I can help you with, Twilight?
Don't worry about it, Spike! So good! I think she's right. It looks like we've got it, Spike. Why don't you find a quiet spot and finish reading your comic? Weren't you right at the part where Humdrum was about to stop the villain?
Humdrum never stops the villain. He's just there for comic relief.
Yeah, that's the thing with this episode. It's a Spike episode, so half the fandom might be a little shaky about it. You see, some fans really don't like Spike as a character, especially after disliked episodes like Spike at Your Service, so some might be put off a little bit just based on that fact. On top of that, the episode is here to remind us that Spike is not just a bumbling punching bag or a pointless comic relief. Sure, he might be a sidekick, but he's not like the Spike in Friendship is Witchcraft, who was really only there to be those things. Yeah, I'm choosing to ignore that. Anyway, Spike heads off somewhere else to continue reading his comic when he notices the last few pages are mysteriously blank with a cryptic message at the bottom.
You can return to the place you started when the Mane-iac is defeated. Huh?
So Spike gets sucked into the comic, the main 6 try to save him but get sucked in as well, and Pinky just kinda jumps in for the fun of it. Once inside the comic world, Spike finds himself and his pony friends in Mare-tropolis, which is kinda like Metropolis, the city that Superman protects, and he kinda looks like Robin in that getup.
Holy new personas, ponies!
And in that very instance, the Mane-iac is about to make off with this super powerful magic orb thingy they mentioned earlier, so they'll have to leap in and stop her. Conveniently enough, the Power Pony team seems eerily similar to the main 6 and Spike. You got Pinkie Pie as Philly Second, who has the power of speed, much like her high-energy personality. Applejack is Miss Marvelous, who wields a special lasso. Twilight is the masked Matterhorn, who has the ability to shoot magical beams from her horn. Though she doesn't seem too familiar with her comic counterpart's magical abilities. Very crucial detail there. Rainbow Dash is Zap, who can control the weather, like creating a tornado. Rarity is Radiance, who can make whatever she imagines appear with her magic. And of course, Fluttershy is Saddle Rager, who turns into a giant hulking monster with brute strength. And just as Spike is about to sneak off with the orb, he trips over his own cape. Here, he comes to the conclusion that he's the clumsy comic relief sidekick that he was going on about earlier, Humdrum.
I'm Humdrum.
Anyway, after the Mane-iac gets away, Applejack manages to save the others by lassoing the tornado that Rainbow Dash accidentally created.
I think we have to stop the Mane-iac from using her doomsday device to destroy it.
No biggie. I was already awesome. And now we've all got superpowers.
Almost all of us have superpowers.
But you must have them too, Spiky Boo. Your character is wearing a cape.
Yeah, for absolutely no reason. He's pretty much useless.
Listen, Spike, I may be a little bit biased because I'm one of the few bronies that likes you and your character, but you are not useless. You saved the Crystal Empire for Pony's sake. You got a statue for doing it and everything. So you're not useless. I know they tried to set things up like that from the beginning with them not having anything for Spike to do, but Spike has always helped Twilight and her friends since the very beginning. Even if he hasn't been perfect or made a couple of mistakes here and there, he's never actively gone out of his way to have a mission be compromised. He's not a useless character. You see, this is why episodes like this and Dragon Quest are quite divisive amongst the more analytical side of the brony community. Back to the episode, the group find the Mane-iac's hideout, her old hair care product factory. And even though they probably had to get used to their powers, they seem pretty tactical now once they're pit against the Mane-iac's hench ponies. But they soon get frozen in place with a giant hairspray bottle, and now it's up to Spike to save them. The reason the Mane-iac doesn't freeze and take him along with the rest of them? Because even to the Mane-iac, Humdrum is a clumsy, useless sidekick who is no threat to her and her plans. But Spike manages to work his way in through the vents and finds the main six locked in a cage. And just as it seems Twilight is finally gonna break free, the Mane-iac does some comic book villain gloating, and the girls finally stand up for Spike, saying he'll always be a valued member of their group. Spike feels validated, and he's able to rig a trap to capture the hench ponies and swoop in and save them. See? Told ya, he's not useless. After another pretty awesome fight scene, the Mane-iac is about to activate her device that will turn every pony into crazy hair-powered ponies just like herself. But she smacks away a lightning bug, which really makes Fluttershy mad.
What makes you think you're so special? Like the rules of common courtesy don't apply to you? Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?
Dude, awesome. Plus, it's cute to see that she's still the same shy sweetheart after she rages out like that.
Once again, the day is saved.
Thanks to the Powerpuff Girls! Come on, you know they put that in there on purpose. You know in your heart it to be true. And like that, they are ejected from the comic world and we get the episode's lesson.
I'm just glad to be back.
We wouldn't have made it without you, Spike. And I hope you realize that just because we don't always need your help, it doesn't mean that we don't think you're helpful.
And that you don't have to have superpowers to be a super friend.
Also, they finally reveal why all that actually happened. It's because Spike got the comic from a comic book shop called Enchanted Comics. That is so funny. Enchanted Comics. Oh, that's our Spike. What? Anyway, Anyway, that was Power Ponies, and overall, it was pretty fun. Though Sim may not like it for some of its choices. The lesson in the episode isn't a bad one, but even a fanboy like me thinks it's a little strange that Spike has self-esteem issues when he clearly has done so much for Twilight, her friends, and the fate of Equestria. Once again, Crystal Empire statue, every pony. That being said, there's still some good stuff here. The costume designs are great, the fight scenes are pretty cool, and there are some clever references here and there. Though, honestly, some of it had to be explained to me by my fellow fanboys because I don't really read a lot of comics outside of the IDW MLP books. Honestly, I kinda wish we got to see more of that Mare-tropolis location and the ponies that inhabit it. Though, again, maybe we did get to see more of it in the extended cut. So to sum up, interesting premise, some cool moments, but I wish we'd get to see a little bit more. But hey, that's just a theory. Next time we'll be looking at another Discord episode. And it's the first episode to have Discord have its own song number. But until then, I'm the Pony Fanboy, I fanboy over ponies, and you just listen.
You must have them too, Spiky Boo. Your character is wearing a cape.
No capes!